Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today's YouTube video is by far one of the most special YouTube videos. I am so excited to finally announce that my new lower body strong guide has officially launched on the WHEY app. I changed the name of the app and I'm still calling it Tone and Sculpt. I'm so sorry, it's just habit. We've also changed the name of Tone and Sculpt to Evolve You. The reason being is because, listen, how can I be preaching that this is a lifestyle? How can I be preaching that this is a mindset, yet I'm telling you to tone and sculpt your body? It was completely outdated. It was completely misaligned with our values. I had to change the name. It didn't fit what I truly believed Evolve You to be. So not only do I want to welcome you to a brand new lower body strong program that I've been working on now for 8 months, and it's finally here, and I'm so thrilled it's finally here. But also I want to welcome you to a brand new app name, Evolve You, and it's going to be here for a very, very, very long time. To celebrate both of the launches, we've also put an incredible sale on, so you can also download the Evolve You app, which is listed down below in my description box, for also a discounted rate, because I want to see if you truly, truly love this program. In this YouTube video, I'm going to be discussing all things legs and all things how to grow your leg. Now, just a misconception, just because you're doing a lower body program does not mean we are neglecting upper body. If you've already downloaded it, you would have seen that I've split your workouts equally, but with a bit of an emphasis on lower body. So what do I mean by that? Now, if you want to grow your glutes, if you want to grow your legs, and you think you should be training your lower body every single day, I want to stop you right there. The number one key factor to growth and progress is rest, recovery, and allowing your muscles enough time to actually repair before hitting them again. That's why you would have noticed that I've split your workouts to only 3 lower body sessions a week. And that can sometimes even be too much. But the way I've structured your workouts is that actually less is more. So what I wanted to do is allow this video to help guide you on how to structure a week worth of lower body workouts. Now, with the strong program that I created, every single 2 weeks, you're gonna progressively overload. Your sets are gonna change, your workouts are gonna vary slightly, but your foundations will always stay the same. So your week 1 to your week 16 will look completely different, but with a hint of similarities. But if you haven't downloaded the app yet, that's totally fine. What I'm gonna do in this video is really help you understand how to structure a week worth of leg days and why it's important to allow yourself that rest and recovery. So let's say, for example, you are training 5 days a week and you wanna grow your hamstrings, your glutes, your legs, all around lower body performance. What I recommend you doing is 2 to 3 workouts a week. No more, no less, because the reason being is you do wanna stay consistent with specific moves and progressively overload, but you don't also want to overdo it to the point where you cannot perform to your maximum ability. Another thing I want you to remember is less is more. So try and think about this as, how can I split the workouts to focus on specific moves without completely draining myself? Not every single session you should be working to your 1 max rep. Absolutely not, and this is not what I recommend you do, and you will not be seeing this on the strong lower body program. Instead, focus on maybe working towards failure. So for example, if a program is stating that you are working with a rep range of 8 to 10, you should be getting to about rep 8, struggling for those extra 2 reps. If you're going to the gym and constantly trying to hit a PB, a PB is a personal best, which means it's a 1 max rep. You are going to absolutely drain yourself, so please avoid doing that. So what does a week worth of lower body legs look like? Let's take Monday. Monday, we're gonna focus on glutes and hamstrings. It's gonna be one of those workouts that is gonna focus on a stretcher, a pumper. So I'm gonna incorporate here maybe an RDL using a barbell, or a stiff leg deadlift. The difference between RDL and a stiff leg deadlift, an RDL has more of a bend in your knees, whereas a stiff leg is much more stiff and focuses on your hamstrings rather than your glutes. Going from there, we're gonna hit a bit of hip thrust. So hip thrust here, it's really gonna help isolate those glutes, but it's still a really big lift, which is super, super important for growth. Then we're gonna hit some unilaterals. Now we're focusing on that muscle mobility and muscle balance. So whether that's a single leg stiff leg deadlift, a reverse lunge, we're going to be hitting some form of unilateral. Then I want to focus on an isolation move. So an isolation move here is going to be either some form of abduction using the cable machine. One of my favorite isolation moves that you're going to see consistently throughout the Strong Lower Body program is your gluteus medius focus kickback, which is a bit different from your traditional cable kickback. So yes, that's 4 exercises in one day. As you notice, I've kept it simple, I've kept it to the point. Your rep ranges and your sets are going to be a little bit more loaded and heavier on this workout. Then on a Tuesday, for example, we're going to be hitting upper body, and you can find loads of upper body workouts on my YouTube channel, but also it's already written for you on the Strong Lower Body program. Your next lower body workout is going to be strength focused. Here we're going to be hitting quads. We're going to be hitting big compound moves, but we're also going to repeat some of the moves we might have seen before. So for example, let's take a barbell squat. Big compound lift requires a lot of joints, a lot of muscle mobility. So you're going to really be focusing on your form here. The next movement, I'm going to reintroduce you to an RDL. An RDL is one of my favorite movements, but it's also that consistency that we're now seeing. You're reintroducing an exercise you've already done before. Next exercise we're going to do is yet again either a unilateral movement or some form of superset. A superset is where you introduce 2 exercises, one after the other with little to no rest. The reason I'm introducing a superset here is because I want to intensify and also really build up that lactic acid into your legs. And the reason being is a superset allows you to incorporate volume and intensity training, which will also help you progressively overload. So let's say a superset for this argument will be a goblet squat straight into an RDL yet again. Just for argument's sake, I'm giving you that superset. It requires 1 dumbbell or 2 dumbbells and you're staying in the same position. What I've tried to do in the Strong Lower Body program is keep your workouts really consistent towards each other. So for example, if you're doing a superset, I've kept it as a barbell superset or a barbell and a dumbbell, or I've incorporated a machine and 1 dumbbell, so you're not floating around the gym too much. Then the next workout we're going to be seeing is yet again another upper body workout, or you can take a rest day here. So 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on. That's personally what I like to do in my personal day-to-day life. I find it virtually impossible to now train 5 days straight. I get really, really tired and my performance completely depletes. Hence why I'm saying rest is important and do not train one specific muscle every single day. After your rest day, we're going to go straight into another optional lower body workout. Now this time we're really going to focus on glutes. So we're really going to hit those exercises that really focus on that glute pump, activation, all those words that you see flown around in the fitness industry, but I'm just simplifying it for you. But you're also going to see movements you've seen before. So introducing your hip thrust again. Yes, you're repeating movements. That's the whole point. But this time, maybe I'm throwing in a hip thrust as a superset. So you're doing a hip thrust with then again a frog pump. So now your glutes are completely going to be fired up. Then I'm going to introduce a reverse lunge, so a unilateral move into this movement. Then I'm going to introduce another isolation movement, this time maybe a clam. The point of the matter is, as you can see, movements are being repeated. You're not doing more than maximum 5 exercises at a time. I've completely made you focus on refining your workouts rather than being overwhelmed by your workouts. And everything that you do has a purpose, a consistency, and a why behind it. You're going to be doing vertical moves, horizontal moves, isolation moves, side to side movements. It's going to be a 360 workout. Pretty much everything is covered. So there you have it. The way I want you to imagine actually creating a workout program for yourself, especially if you want to grow your glutes, your hamstrings, your legs, is really, really simple. Rule number 1, please don't overtrain your muscles. So although you can technically train every single day, it depends on the frequency that you're doing it in. So like I said, if you're going to the gym every single day with the aspiration of hitting your personal best, you're gonna drain yourself and you're gonna do more damage, wear and tear rather than progression. So please allow yourself the best time to recover, and please allow yourself some consistency, but not too much consistency on specific moves and specific frequency. Rule number 2. Recover, recover, recover. I cannot stress that enough. If you are feeling sore, if you are feeling tired, if you are feeling really like you cannot perform, I recommend choosing another type of workout. Maybe you want to do some restive active cardio that day. Maybe you want to do some yoga with Jen on the Tone and Sculpt. Maybe you want to do some yoga with Jen on the Evolve You app. Maybe you want to just simply go for a walk with your dog. The bottom line is you've got to allow yourself enough rest and recovery to go back into it better, stronger, and more improved. Number 3, maximum you should be working out your lower body is potentially 2 to 3 times a week, but it depends what you're doing in those sessions. So that's why I've completely pulled it back, and now some workouts you're only going to be doing 4 exercises max. That's it, no more. And I know you're probably going to be craving a little bit more, but I encourage you to focus on your form, on your load, on your progressive overload, rather than trying to do a million exercises that simply make no sense and are gonna exhaust you. Number 4, focus on progressive overload. It's by far the most important thing when it comes to any type of progression that you wanna make. So what I mean by that is focus on adding another set. Focusing on intensifying it by a superset. Focus on volume and focus on load. That is really important for you progressing week on and week on. I hope you found this video useful, and I really hope that it's helped you kind of identify what your week should be looking like if you want to be focusing on your lower body growth. Also, I can't stress enough how your progression will be different to everybody else's, so stop looking at everybody else. You're never gonna be that person's never gonna be you. It's as simple as that. I spent so many years, especially being in the industry, especially having eyes on me constantly, comparing myself to other people. It became so toxic to the point where I never thought anything I did was good enough. It wasn't until I realized that this is the only body I have for the rest of my life, I either learned to accept how it performs and better that performance and better myself for myself, or I go down the path of being completely depressed, completely anxious, and feeling like I'm never gonna amount to anything. It's as simple as that. You are your own person, you are your own unique soul, and you have to learn to accept the incredible person you are, and how can you better that person, because simply only you have the tools to do it. I hope you found this video useful. Let me know in the comments below, and without further ado, I love you always and forever, and I'll see you next time.